Hello everyone, welcome back to the Compressor project. Today's task is to refit the crank and fit the pistons with the rings and basically button up this assembly here. And then hopefully I can go ahead and install the camshaft, and we'll start working on the back end here with the oil pump, and then we'll move on to fitting the timing gears. But in the last episode I went through the trouble of fitting the cam, and I had to remove the crank to do some of that work. So this is the final assembly. Now I've already gone ahead and wiped down everything once again with a fresh clean cloth, and I'm going to go ahead and reassemble it now. There is grease on all these bearings, as you can see. Now I'm going to use the ARP hardware grease for the threads, and this will be the final torque to spec on all these bolts. And then once I fit the rods with the pistons, I'll do the same thing on that. Main caps all torqued down, and as we can see, crank spins nice and free with only the drag of the oil to stop it. So next up is fitting rods and pistons with rings. So moving on to the next step, we have the piston rings for the pistons. Now I've already gone ahead and measured them in the bore. So for instance, on cylinder 4, top piston, top ring measures 20 thou, center is 18, oily is 15, cylinder 3, 19, 19, 15. So I've gone through this process. They're all basically the same clearances. And that's really the key, is just making sure they're all about the same across the board and none of them are just tight in the bore. So if you want to learn more about this topic, I should say, go watch Ross's videos about setting up rings. But anyway, so here's the rings. They're all ready to go. And I've already gone ahead and oiled all the bores with break-in oil. So next thing I need to do is just fit the rings to the pistons and then bring the pistons and fit them to the block. So moving over to the bench, I've got piston number 1 just lightly set in the vise just to hold it in place while I fit the piston rings. The rings need to go on bottom, middle, top. And if you have 4 rings, the lower worst. You basically have to work your way from the bottom up. So the bottom set on mine is the oil control ring. And so I put the spring on first, then the ring, then the middle. Now the middle one on this set has a funky shape to it. It's got that little edge. That edge points downwards, so always pay attention to that. And then the top one actually does not have any difference on its bevel, but there is lettering, so I always put the lettering upwards when I fit them. Now I do have this little ring expander tool. You can either use a tool or you can just use your fingers to expand the rings over, but that's basically the plan. And then once I've done that, I'm going to soak everything in break-in oil before I fit it to the engine block. Alright, I'll show you guys how I do number 3. So, first off, oil control ring by itself, just a little wire bit, goes all the way down. Then we've got the oil control ring itself that houses that springy mass inside of it. And the way you use these pliers is simple. You just kind of, I know these are generic, but you can get them slipped into the pliers like that and just gently squeeze them until it's enough to slip over the piston. Don't go overboard, just enough to get it over the piston. Now this bottom ring, it'll take a little bit of effort to get the wire to sit inside of the ring itself, but persist, because that's how it goes. And there we go. It's all together. Now there is one important detail, and that is that there is a small section of that wire that is the middle that needs to line up in the middle of the gap. So just make sure to align that bit properly. Next ring, middle ring. Again, this is the one with that lip. So there is that lip that points downwards. Once again, the lettering faces upwards, and there is the lettering. So once again, fit them into the pliers. And as I'm expanding these, I'm actually pushing the tool against the piston so that they're flush with the piston itself. And once again, I've just reached enough to clear it. Now this set of tools does have a locking stopper that I can set to the exact gap that I want for the rings, which is really nice to have. So again, this has got this little stopper, so when I'm pushing against it, that's the limit that I want the piston rings to expand to. And that's where I've got it set at. And again, you don't want to overstretch the rings, otherwise they will just crack. So once again, here is top lettering for the top ring. Slip it in and slowly slip it on. The nice thing about using these expanding pliers is that you don't end up with scratches on the piston itself because the pliers are doing all the work, so you're just able to gently slide it down. Now the next thing you need to do is move the ring gaps to different positions. So for instance, this ring gap is here. So I will move the lower one to here, and the oil control ring I will move way over here. So here, here, and here are my gaps. Now they will move around when the engine's running, but to start with you have to separate them out like that. So the next tool we need is a ring compressor tool. I like to use this one, but there are many different variations. The key is to put oil on this, lubricate the rings, and then when you fit this over the piston rings, you're able to use this ratcheting mechanism to tighten the rings up. And once you've tightened them up flush, you can then press the piston into the block. Now, I only go enough to get the rings to compress to fit into the block. I don't crank down on it until it's locked against the piston. Again, you just need to do just enough to get it to fit into the block. And one of the keys of using this tool is that this needs to be totally flush with the surface of the block when you're tapping the piston down. Otherwise, a ring might pop out and get jammed. So always make sure you're giving this a bit of a push down against the block when you're tapping the piston down. With the ring compressor tool fully seated against the block, we know that all the rings are now encompassed by the compressor tool. And this is a ratcheting mechanism, so all I need to do is tighten the mechanism. And again, I'm just going bit by bit, observing, waiting to see when the piston might actually go down. And so I'll test it with my thumb. I'll just apply a bit of pressure. And there we go. The piston is now sliding down. It's a bit firm, but it is going down. So sometimes you need to use a little bit of persuasion to just get it to finish. And like that, we have now fitted the piston. You notice it is flush with the top of the block, and that's because it just exited the tool, so it's not any further than that. So now I need to flip the block over, tighten up the bolts, and then I can fit the rest of the pistons. So I've gone ahead and added the cap. So if we just rotate it around, we can see that the piston moves freely. There are no issues with the installation, so we can then go on to finishing the rest of the installation. And I only did cylinder 3 just out of pure coincidence that the piston was just sitting on the bench. If you want to do it 1, 2, 3, 4, that's up to you. But basically, I'm just demonstrating how you should fit pistons and then verify that everything is good before you go any further. Because if there's a problem with one of the pistons while you're installing it, you can fix it. Otherwise, if you build everything up and then find out there's a problem, you have to tear everything back down. So I always like to verify that everything's moving freely every single time I fit a piston. And then obviously these are all torqued to spec, so everything's exactly as it would be in the engine minus the other 3 pistons. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and install the rest of the pistons, and then we'll continue on with this episode. And the last step is torquing down. There we go. Double checking the rest. Yep. All good. Yep. So there we go. We have now completely installed the pistons into this engine. So it is now time to move on to installing the cam. And once again, just a sanity check. I would turn this over with my hands because my hands are all greasy, so I can't get any good grip on it. But you can see that everything turns nice and smooth. It's great. And turning it over by hand, or I should say with a bit of leverage, since all the pistons are now fitted, we can see everything spins over nicely. No weird noises, it doesn't jam up. So things are looking good. So the next phase is to now work on installing the cam and timing gear. So also there's the oil pump I got to deal with. Well, let's talk about the front plate for a minute. So this car is going to be running an A+ timing gear set because we want to run the tensioner to give this engine the best possible timing it can have. So A+ timing cover, back plate, and then of course a set of chains and gears and tensioner to go with it. So that's the one variation on this block that I'm going to be doing over a standard S block, and that is just because we want better timing control. So if you managed to watch the episode thus far, or have continued to watch the series thus far, I do appreciate everyone who has watched. And if you have any comments or questions, let me know down below in the comments below. And stay tuned for the next one, because we will be installing the cam and lifters and oil pump. So that'll be exciting, because that means that next step to that will be the timing set. Now, I'll probably spend a few minutes talking about oil pump and the setup on an oil pump. So I'll probably do that episode next and then move on to the timing one. But anyway, stay tuned for good things. I'm really looking forward to getting this engine fully built, because I'm really looking forward to actually putting it back in that car and then getting it on the road and doing an engine break-in and really just having some fun, because that car actually has a pair of brand new twin carbs that I need to go through first in order to run this engine in. But when it's done, I'm really looking forward to driving it. So stay tuned for the next episode, and like always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon.